Hey!
Hello.
Good morning, Chloe. How are you?
Cheers. I'm good.
Cheers. Yeah. Cheers.
Clink.
Clink. Good morning and welcome to Hello Weekend. Oh, chat's already lighting up. Good morning, Sparky Boy Max. Morning, Rachel. Thanks for tuning in this morning.
For joining us.
Looking a little haggard this morning. I did not. It's been a rough week. It's been a busy
rough week.
It's been a rough week, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay to have rough weeks.
All feelings welcome here.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's the transition between seasons, which is always difficult.
My Mercury is in retrograde. I don't know.
Your personal Mercury.
My personal Mercury.
Yeah.
My personal Freddie Mercury is in retrograde.
Oh, Matt, why haven't we done... Oh my God, I want to do a chart reading. We got to do a chart reading on this show. I got to read your chart.
Oh, man. You want to... I don't know that I want to... I don't know that I want my chart read in front of everyone. But yeah, no, that's fine. We could do that.
It's private. Well, so yeah, we'll talk about it.
That'd be a good
future show.
That'd be a good segment.
Little
chart segment.
Chloe stumbles through astrology. I really the more it's such a rabbit hole. People who ask me of like, oh, should I get into astrology? I'm like,
Maybe.
You could. The memes are great, but like if you really dive into it, there's like 1,000 different ways to do it, and it's just a rabbit hole. And there's things the more you learn, the more you're like, there's too much. There's like, I know like the signs and the houses, but then there's like angles. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what those mean. I can't figure it. It's too much.
Well, maybe we could get an astrologer on the show. Maybe we could find someone who's an astrologer to be on the show. And what better time to ask than now when our producer, Rachel, who gets our amazing guests, is in the chat. And she's obviously watching this morning. She's up. It must be, today must be a Bones Day. Because we've got people in the chat.
She hates astrology.
Yeah, she might. I don't know. I don't know Rachel's views on astrology.
She doesn't like it. I can tell you.
Oh, she doesn't care for it.
She doesn't care for it, and that's fair. That's totally fair.
You know, it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody, and it's absolutely insane. The whole thing.
You may be on the She might be on the record as saying that. I've got nothing against astrology.
Yeah.
I just don't necessarily buy into it.
Yeah. You know, and I think it should be fun, right? It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm never going to talk to this person because they're a Gemini and I don't trust them. Like that's
right.
That's not what it's for. It's a thing that you can use to like, you know, you read about yourself and you're like, do I feel like this is true or not?
You know what it's for? It's for newspapers to fill space next to the family circus.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is that like, you know, you learn about astrology and your 3 main signs are your sun, moon, and rising sign. And everybody knows. So the sun sign is the one that everybody knows, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a November baby. I'm a Scorpio. Mm-hmm. But apparently, if you talk to people that actually do astrology, the horoscopes, you're supposed to actually base them on your rising sign. So like nothing is true.
Wait, what's a rising sign?
So your rising sign is the sign that's on the horizon when you're born. And you have to know the time of birth to be able to get your rising sign. So it's basically just like you got to make sure you're using a secure browser and stuff, because otherwise you're just putting all of your birth information.
Okay. All right. Then I'll stop. I was like, I'll find this out while we're doing it.
You're putting all of your birth information into the internet.
Well, I mean, honestly, the internet probably already has all my birth information.
They probably know.
I like how we're referring to the internet as an entity. An entity, much like the Matrix.
Yeah. Here's what I comfort myself with is that there's way too much information. Like, they can't keep track of all of it.
I'd like to think that.
Yeah.
I'm just not important
not
enough.
remarkable enough.
Yeah, I'm
for
not
them to want
remarkable
my
enough to
information.
actually like hold my info. They're like,
Yeah.
look at this guy. Like they see my credit score and they're like, no, we don't need this guy's. This guy's information is actually hurting us.
Yeah.
So we don't want it. That's kind of my defense. My defense is bad credit. So if you really want to defend against scammers, I don't know, default on your student loans.
Fiscally irresponsible.
Oh, we got a little love fest going on in the chat today. Sparky Boy Max complimenting Rachel's teaching skills. I have no doubt that Rachel is a wonderful improv teacher. I'm sure that her classes are so much fun.
Yeah.
But Sparky Boy Max, just remember who got you into Rachel's class in the first place.
Who got you
That's
in
right,
there?
Me. So,
did you?
Well, Sparky Boy Max was in my 201 before.
Okay.
Or so I think it was 201. Yeah.
So Sparky Boy Max passed.
Me and Corey.
Right.
Corey and I. We got. We're the proud improv parents of improv papas of Sparky Boy Max, who is now on to his auntie Rachel.
Yep. They grow up so fast.
They grow up so fast.
It's such an interesting thing. That's
I
true.
do though.
You do?
Mostly.
Anyway, yeah, that's an interesting. That's like so fun to. It's really interesting to me about improv because like when people come into it, they're so excited about it, and it's like, you know, when we're teaching them or directing them, like we think of them as babies. Mm-hmm. But it's like, this is a 30-year-old man before me. Like,
yeah, still my baby. Still my little improv baby. My favorite thing is to watch the terror in the students' eyes when they realize that they're not just going to be doing fart jokes and they're not just going to be playing Whose Line Is It Anyway games. And then they realize that this is actually like work and this is like hard. and then that look of like, what did I get myself into? That's what I feel.
But they're already in. They've been initiated. They can't get out now.
They can't get out.
Never leave improv.
Yeah. My classes always start out full and then end up with like 6 people in them by the end. Oh, no. And that's just how I like it. I'm kidding. That's not a thing.
Yeah. People figure out it's not for them, and that's fine.
And that's fine. Not everything's for you. If everything was for you, it would be probably a little boring.
Yeah, you'd be very bored. You'd be like One Punch Man, and you'd be just exhausted of the world.
Just exhausted of the world.
Do you know about One Punch Man?
I do, but I've seen. I think the thing for it on my Netflix browsing or whatever streaming service.
Yeah.
Or they made a video game, and I've seen the video game title.
There's a video game?
I think maybe.
Well, so the whole concept of One Punch Man is this guy has trained so hard. He trained so hard that his hair fell out, first of all. But he trained so hard that he's become the strongest fighter, the strongest superhero in the universe. And he's called One Punch Man because
that's all
he can defeat his enemies with one punch. And the show is basically like following him and like watching his like existential exhaustion of like, I can beat anyone. There's no point. I'm so bored. So I don't know how a video game would work because
it's just a really easy video game.
It's just a really easy video game.
Why I like it so much is it's just so easy.
Yeah.
You go through it pretty quick.
Yeah, it's true.
So Halloween was this past weekend.
It was.
I spent my Halloween teching a show called Laughing for Liberation, which was a wonderful fundraiser put on by 2MB, and I have this fidget spinner and I'm fidgeting with it, and I keep dropping it. Sorry.
Then it's working.
So 2MB helped produce it. Surge Boston, showing up for Racial Justice Boston, also is like one of the main players. And we were raising money for Community Change Inc., which is a wonderful anti-racist group here in Boston. Yeah. And it was pretty cool. We had a great time. It was a 3-hour show. Rachel hosted it like a champ.
Absolutely.
With Brandy Brown, who's just wonderful.
Oh, good.
And we helped raise. I think they were already at like $6,000 and some change.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
When we started, when we started the show, and the show is the show is 3 hours long, and their goal was $8,500. That's like their fundraising goal.
Yeah.
So over the course of the night, we got them over their goal.
Oh, awesome.
So we helped them raise a little over $2,000, which was
amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. In 3 hours. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I would think.
Yeah.
So
I
people
would
were
$2,000 in 3 hours.
Oh my God. Right? Would be.
I could work every other week and be good to go.
And be comfy. Oh man, how cool would that be if you could just like work 3 hours, get $3,000, $2,000 even.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm into that. So yeah, that was my Halloween. I also ate way too many Reese's peanut butter cups, but that's just how I roll.
Yeah, who doesn't like? Well, I guess if you have a peanut allergy, but
if you have a peanut allergy, those are very bad for you.
They're not for
well, there's not really much
Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, Sour Patch Kids are amazing.
Oh, they're so good.
I love Sour Patch Kids. So
you know what? The sour jelly beans from Trader Joe's. Too sour. I didn't think it was possible.
Too sour?
I'll eat one, and I'll go, it's too sour. Every time I just shout. They really nailed it.
If you're
really into sour candy, you're sleeping on those Trader Joe's jelly beans.
I saw this TikTok of a guy that was eating these like sour, like they were called like Black XX sour
triple
bomb,
extreme sour
extremes. And he had a whole bag of them, and he's like, I'm gonna eat one of these, and then he puts it in his mouth, and he's just like, I'm like, spit it out.
Like a baby throwing a fit.
Yeah, he just kept. I'm like, just spit it out, dude. You don't look like you're having a good time.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to do this. The viewers will still watch you.
Yeah, I mean, half the fun is watching you spit it out. They don't. It's still going to be fun, good content.
It's still going to be good content.
Make it all the way through.
Yeah. So how was your? What was your segue into what Chloe did for Halloween? Because we have visuals.
I did for Halloween. We had a little trick or treat shindig in our driveway, and it was really I don't think I had a really good concept of what was actually happening. It was basically like a Halloween party, and if trick or treat people, if kids showed up, like kids were welcome, and so like some of our friends that have kids, they could bring them, whatever. We really only had one kid show up. In Somerville, people don't like. We had candy. We were prepared for trick or treaters, but like in Somerville, people don't really trick or treat on the streets that are not like designated trick or treat.
Right. Well, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Somerville, you don't know.
Somerville.
Somerville. So yeah, we had a little shindig in our driveway, full size candy bars, and I had a couple costumes in the arsenal. I wasn't thrilled with any of them, but I was like, I'm not gonna like buy a whole new costume this year. I'm not gonna do that. And then I decided to last minute DIY it. And that's what I did. I wandered around Michael's on Saturday. And I took a dress from a previous costume. And I added some floral elements to it.
You ready? Can I show it?
Absolutely, go for it.
This is it. Look at that.
That's such a tiny picture.
I know. I'm gonna blow it up
in.
here.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is. Yeah.
Look at that.
My costume is Persephone, the goddess of death, and flowers.
Oh, and flowers.
And flowers.
There's a good.
Yeah. I got some good makeup. I used my Juvia's Place palette.
Good makeup, yeah.
I put some.
And then
flowers
I love this. I love your little black back piece.
It's like a backpack that doesn't carry anything.
It's a decorative backpack.
Decorative backpack.
It's a different. Thank you, Queen Elizabeth. It's a decorative backpack.
Backpack. Yeah. So I was kind of inspired by. There's a webcomic that I'm reading called Lore Olympus, and it's a retelling of the Persephone myth. It's so beautiful.
Lore Olympus, right?
And so Persephone is pink. And I was not gonna put pink. I was not gonna put pink body paint on.
Oh, look at that! So cool.
But there's this theme of like pink and blue. So the blue guy is Hades, the Lord of the Underworld. And I sent you another picture to Facebook Messenger. But so it's when she gets upset or she's like displaying her power, like some flowers sort of grow out of her back. Like that. Look at her. She's so scary.
She's so scary.
So scary. So I kind of drew inspiration from that. So the flowers kind of stick out of the back. You can see them from the front. And I was actually really thrilled because
we can do this now.
Two different people.
Look at that. This is I like this better.
Up there.
Yeah.
This little guy's running. His hat flew off. Two different people actually. I didn't expect anyone to like recognize my costume at all. But two people did.
What?
One person in real life recognized it, and then when I posted the pictures on Instagram, somebody was like, "Do you read Lore Olympus?" And I was like, "Yes, let's."
You made two best friends. You made two best friends.
You made two best friends now. But I like Persephone as a character because she is. The goddess of springtime and like flowers and summer and growth and all this stuff, fertility. But she's also the queen of the underworld.
She is.
So like she's like cute and feminine and flowery, but you don't want to mess with her. Right. And I like that.
Have you listened to Hades Town?
I haven't yet.
Hades Town? Do yourself a favor. Listen to it. It's so good.
You know what? I'm gonna find it right now, and then I'll have it ready to go.
It's on the Spotify. It's great.
It's on the
Spotify. They did a Tiny Desk concert too. The cast of Hades Town did a Tiny Desk, and it's so good. It's cool to like see the actors singing, because the guy that plays Hermes is oh god, he's just amazing.
Hermes is the counterpart for Hermes is Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's the messenger god, and he's about communication, and he's the one with the little wings on his feet.
Yeah, he's in the movie cartoon movie Hercules. He was voiced by Paul Schaefer.
Yeah,
had little
unforgettable.
Yeah, he's the FTD. He's the FTD spokesperson. If
Hercules was so good.
Hercules was so good. Such a good movie. We could probably spend another 20 minutes talking about Hercules, but it is time to bring our guest on today. Yes. I'm very excited. Thank you very much to him for showing up. Thank you for Rachel for booking him. Let's bring out comedian and writer Andrew Tavin. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
Tavin. It's Tavin.
Yes, I realized like as it was going, in like the slow-mo, I was like, oh wait, I should. Everyone says Tavin, so it's
Well, that's okay. We'll take it back. We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Good. That was in my
Um,
rider. That was one of the things.
It
I
was.
appreciate, yeah.
It was.
The jelly beans that you had in the green room were too sour, though.
I'm
Well,
so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. That is on you, though. We do ask that you supply all of your own snacks for our green room.
Okay. I didn't think it was possible for jelly beans to be too sour, but I guess.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
And then I tried the Trader Joe's sour jelly beans. It's too sour. There's nothing else to say about it.
I don't eat jelly beans unless they're Jelly Bellies. Like, I'm kind of a jelly bean pure. Well, that's not true. I also like the Starburst jelly beans.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not big on jelly beans. I think there are a couple flavors that I like more. Like, I do like the pear jelly beans. They capture the pear flavor pretty well. And
from
peach too.
the Jelly Belly ones.
Yeah, I think Jelly Belly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My favorite ones, and I don't know how they do it. It's this is weird. It's the buttered popcorn. Like, I really like the buttered popcorn ones. Like, I can eat those for days.
You take them to the movie theater.
You can,
Yeah.
and they're easy to sneak in your
pocket.
pocket.
To sneak in than actual popcorn.
Yeah, probably.
Yes, Jelly Belly is the caviar of beans. Yeah, there was a candy. Like, I love going into those candy shops that have just all the, like, make your own mix and match jelly beans, and it's just tubs of different flavors of Jelly Bellies. I hit the butter popcorn. I hit the peanut butter and jelly. I like those. I like those two combos, and mixed in with the popcorn is really nice.
Kind of like cola, I think, too. Root beer.
Oh, yeah. The root beer ones are really good.
Root beer one's good, yeah.
Yeah. But black licorice, GTFO with that stuff. I can't handle it. It's too much.
Yeah. There's a prerequisite that you already like licorice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess not many people like it these days.
No.
I guess I'm thinking because, like, I'm okay with, like, a real fennel-y thing, depending what it is. I'm trying to think. I feel like something I've eaten with fennel.
Yeah, see, I'm just anti-fennel in general.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't like fennel.
There's I once had some Australian licorice. And that was really, I mean, like, it's still that, like, anise fennel.
Yeah.
Like, but it was very, like, buttery. And like, which sounds really weird, but it was actually very tasty.
Yeah, buttery anise was actually my drag name in college.
You would throw the butter popcorn jelly beans into the audience.
Yeah, and then slap them with licorice whips.
Yeah,
I had a big like cat of nine tails made with licorice whips.
You get in trouble just at the end, going like, "Ooh, that was fun," and the staff there was just like, "So you gonna help clean this up, or?"
Nope. Like, no, I'm the talent.
Yeah.
And then I undo one of those glitter cannons and run.
Yeah. Oh no. Time release glitter bomb. They're still sending in UN inspectors to, like, clear the glitter mines under the floor there. Every so often they have, like, someone come in and they accidentally trigger a glitter mine and they need to shut down the area again.
Yeah.
Discotheques are not safe places.
It was kind of a short-lived show. We're not sure why people didn't ask him back.
Yeah. Oh well, it turns out they're all dead. Glitter lodged in their lungs.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was my one-man show called Confetti, Jelly Beans, and Glitter, an interactive experience.
Yeah. I will say it was the prettiest autopsy.
Yeah. Yeah. Very colorful corpses.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is sparkly.
This is going to be a treat for the coroner, at least. Really brighten their day. They mostly just see, gross organ stuff and viscera, but now they open one up and they're like, wow, that's like I won a prize. Like,
yeah.
They get a trip to Disney World.
Fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They should do. Sorry,
I'll
let you, because now, like, they should have, people should, if they know they're going to die soon, swallow one of those, like, Coca-Cola cans that gives you, like, a free trip to Six Flags. So every so often when they cut someone open, they go like, wow, what's got a trip in it?
Prize.
Yeah, what a prize! Wow.
Eat $100 bill or something. Like,
yeah, that'd be fun for they have. That seems like a depressing job. That's gonna be like a fun bonus.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Every 2,000 of these I cut open, I get a little treat.
They found the body with a note crumpled up in their hand that said "For the coroner."
Yeah.
It's like the pennies that you give to the guy that takes you down the river Styx. On
the eyes.
Yeah, you put $100 bill in a little baggie and then you swallow it.
Yeah, no one remembers to tip their coroner.
Yeah, but you got to tip them in a way that they'll appreciate.
Yeah. It's gotta be Charon imagine the person who doesn't put the coins on the eyes, and Charon gets them to the end of Styx, and it's just like the whole time just going, some guy, I had a guy the other week, he didn't have the coins on the eyes. Can you believe that? Right? And the person's just like, oh
shit, I don't have them. They're like looking around for something that they could use, maybe. Like,
that sort of happened to me. Not exactly like that. But I once I had broken my foot, and I was in performing a comedy festival in Detroit, and I had a boot cast on it. So I got off the airplane, and they had a guy with a wheelchair come to take me to the car pickup area. Mm-hmm. And as he's wheeling me, he's like, wow, I had someone the other week, they were so rude, and at the end they didn't even tip me. And I'm like, I don't have any cash, I'm really sorry, I didn't know you're supposed to like tip the wheelchair person if you need assistance. This is the only time I've needed assistance in the airport.
That seems
that's a little tacky. I mean, I get that the guy wants tips. It's already got
to be extra expensive to be a person that has to use a wheelchair for many reasons.
Yeah.
Why is this guy thinking they're going to have extra cash for him?
I mean, it's a shame, I guess, because I could have, if I had known in advance. I'm very much I'm not gonna stiff the person pushing me across the airport. But I definitely would have known. But I was just like, oh hey, I was like, hey, sorry, I didn't know the etiquette on this.
Yeah. I went to a gig yesterday, and it turns out there was valet parking, and this was downtown Boston, and I didn't know where else to park. I knew they were validating, so I was like, okay. So I pulled up and gave the guy my key, and then we left. And then when we came out again, thank God my friend Ben was with me and was riding with me, because when they pulled up, he like handed me a $5 bill. He's like, hey, nice. give this to the guy. I was like, oh yeah, you tipped the valet guy. Like that's, but I had I don't carry cash on me, because if I carry cash, when I have cash, I spend it, or I put it in a whatever. But it's like I did not have any cash on me, and it didn't even cross my mind that there would be like valet parking.
Yeah. So I don't assume. I don't think I've ever used valet parking. I mean, I don't. For obviously, I lived in was in New York from 2009 2016, and did not get behind the wheel of a car in New York once, and then. We moved to Chicago for a few years, and now we're back here. And we took, we had a car in Chicago, and then my mom gave us hers. So now we have one here. But I think, I don't think we would go, or I guess use a Spot Hero or something. I don't know where we would go. That we just take the subway here. I mean,
yeah, I very rarely drive. I use the MBTA whenever I can. But yeah, I've been driving a lot as of late, and it's just like it feels a little weird. I'm like, I'm going a lot.
Like, so first of all, it's when I always have trouble with tipping because I do forget cash, and like some places now, like I tip my stylist, and
but did they put their Venmo there? Like.
Yeah, some of them do.
Venmo? Yeah.
But if they don't, I always forget to get cash, and I don't know if it's more or less insulting if I'm just like, I only have $2.
Yeah, I do wonder that too. I'm just like, this is all I have on me. I'm sorry.
$2.
Change.
What's your Venmo? I'll Venmo you the other 8.
I mean, that's great. That's how it should be. That should be everything.
Yeah.
You
should just have a Venmo. It's like, okay, great, I'll tip you. I mean, that's
here's the tip Venmo, and it's just a little. You can have the QR code just on the bar or whatever. You go like, I default straight to bar. That's what.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that makes the most. That makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense, and I'm like pretty forgetful so sometimes I will forget to send the tip until like a week or 2 after the appointment, and then it's like a nice little treat, surprise. Yeah. I remembered.
That's what I realized. I was doing a show and we had, a bucket to pass around. People put in. I was like, you gotta put. And he also, the guy who was co-producing it, had like a sign out front with the thing. I was like, you gotta put the Venmo QR code on the bucket. Yeah. Because most people, I think, see that and they're like, oh yeah, sure, here, $5, right? Whereas you're like, I don't have cash. I don't know,
like kind of a weird way to like. We're doing a collection plate for a comedy show, like unless it's like.
Oh no, that's pretty. I don't know. I haven't. So I've done shows. I haven't been performed in Boston in a while now. I used to. So my now wife, when we were both in college, or when she was in college, she was at Brandeis. So I'd go there with come visit with some frequency, and I'd try and book a couple shows while I was in town. But I think more so recently, at least, I kind of think it was surprising to me when I first went to in like 2011 or 2012 when I did my first show I did in Chicago after having pretty much only performed in New York. When I went there and was on a bar show and they passed a bucket around, and afterwards they were like, here's all right, here's your money, and I'm like, what? Because in New York, and now it's starting to change. I wonder if it's just people kind of realizing from elsewhere that there's more of an expectation that, pass the bucket around. Because I think a lot of bar shows, it's still, free admission, but then you kind of see what people will do. And you're like, yeah, sure, here.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I think especially, you go to a bar that's got a free comedy show. I mean, it's nice to throw the comedians some scratch.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like they got to eat too.
It's true. Comedians do get hungry.
Yeah,
I know it's. I know everyone is surprised, but it's true. They have an appetite.
Yeah.
Starvation does not make you funnier. It just makes you more desperate.
Can't eat exposure.
Right. But it's exposure. You can put it on your resume.
The wildest one is, and we don't have to get too much into talking or whatever, but when there was starting to be the sort of thing where, there was a show. They ended up paying people at some point, but there was a show that was like doing local. It was like a syndicated show that was people can look it up if they want. That was not paying the comics at first. And they're like, well, it's great exposure or something. It's like. And I get that syndicated TV. It's not like cable or network TV. But like at some point, what are you doing? If you're like, oh no, you're going on TV for no, then what's the exposure for? Where's the exposure go to? What you're telling people? Oh, this is great.
Getting on TV was the part where I would get the money.
Madison, do you know the 30,000 people see you in Madison Square Garden? That's incredible exposure. They're going to go. They're going to follow your socials. They're going to see the next time you're in town so they can see you without paying for it again. or rather in this case, because there were obviously advertisements and stuff, they pay and just the performer wouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
But you're on TV.
I mean, hey, look, it is interesting, right? Because I think America's Got Talent, I might be wrong on this. I think America's Got Talent does not pay. But Last Comic Standing did. Oh. And I think probably I don't know exactly what the difference would be or if that's definitely true. I mean, Last Comic Standing had the big thing of it that was like anyone who is at all tapped into like comedy is it's like ridiculous because you're watching this and you're watching like in I think 2009, like Natasha Leggero is one of the judges saying like Roy Wood Jr. like, oh, I think you got real promise. Like, you were on the same episode of Premium Blend. What are you? What is this? Like, you literally have you know each other, and you have performed on television for pay on Comedy Central together. But then at least, I think I don't know when the last season was, but I remember they kind of were more open about it, where they were like, they let, like, I think when Norm was one of the judges, that he let be like, oh, you've toured with me and whatever. Like, they kind of like let them be like, all right, we're not going to do this weird illusion that these are all like people in their bedrooms just who got a chance on TV. I think they even said like, hey, we auditioned 100 of the best comedians in the country. And you're like, all right, fine. But America's Got Talent now. This most recent season had like Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow did come on America's Got Talent.
So I was going to say, like, Last Comic Standing, I guess a lot of those people might have been SAG, and you might have had actual things you need to do. But America's Got Talent now feels like it's just maybe this was always the case, and I just am not as in tune with like the professional plate spinning world, so I can't just look, like, I'm sure if you watch like Chopped, I'm sure you're like, wait, that's Jacques Pierre of Le Cucaman in, Tempe, Arizona, the biggest French fusion restaurant, and they're just acting like he's some nobody, like, Now, Elton Brown, how can you, or what is it? Ted, not dance, I want to say dancing. Ted Brown.
Alton Brown?
No, it's Elton Brown, and there's Ted, who's the Chopped guy?
Well, it is one of those things where it's like, they're probably known within their own industry. Because
Ted Allen.
It's very rare that it's like actually, people just started this stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, I just started dancing a year ago, and now I'm a superstar. It's like, that doesn't happen a lot.
That's one thing that kind of bothered me. Someone also said, sorry, I saw in the comments, someone said, did we not know that Michael Winslow had talent? Not only do we know, but actually, if you go near him, he has a talent detector that the more time he goes,
just
whoop, 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 whoop.
But the sounds are all coming from his mouth.
Yeah. What?
That's insane. Good morning, Booth. Man.
Now, see, that's the problem. Just like the great painters had to shift and adjust once photographs came out. Michael Winslow, now that we have audio technology that can computers that can produce these noises, he can't.
Yeah.
He needs to go on America's Got Talent. No, there was a kid on America's Got Talent who was this like 13-year-old doing stand-up, and it wasn't. And this is such a niche like gripe that like someone. I feel like before people posted about like how the vaccine is a lizard conspiracy. In quotes, not really. I want this to get flagged. I don't think that. I'm very pro-vaccine. I get angry at people who, it is by the lizard people, but they do a very good job.
Yeah,
they made
we're very
good
pro-vaccine. We're very pro-lizard people on.
The lizard people are actually here to help us.
Yeah. I don't want. It just bothers me that their reputation gets impugned.
Yeah.
But
it's in the dirt.
I remember there being this like 13-year-old stand-up, and like he wasn't good. He was like kind of dirty, and that's like what they were clearly like, ooh. And I remember people being like, oh, they have like young people all the time. It's like, yeah, but they have 4-year-olds who can sing well. They never have a 4-year-old go up and she's bad, and they go, well, you're 4. Wow.
Yeah,
like, the whole thing is they sing well. Whereas this, it was clearly like, well, he's a 13-year-old doing stand-up. It's like, yeah, but not well. Like, any 13-year-old could do bad stand-up.
Yeah.
In fact, 13-year-olds could probably do bad stand-up pretty well. Like, that's kind of that's kind of their niche.
They get away with it because they're
niche market there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of those of like, Malcolm Gladwell has a whole book about this, the Outliers book, where it's basically dispelling the myth of the prodigy, right? It's like, if you look at all the famous geniuses throughout history, they didn't just like come out of the womb playing violin, right? It's because they were raised in an environment where they had access to, whatever thing they were working on. Like, Beethoven, Mozart, they both grew up in families that did music, and they were like, you must play for the people. And so, like, of course it was impressive that he was, putting on shows when he was younger, but it's like, it's because he was being fed this from the start.
He had pageant moms.
Yeah.
Oh God, I am so glad that I did not have stage parents.
Moms. Yeah.
Like I did theater and stuff. I was a theater person in high school and college and all that. And I'm just so glad that my parents weren't like stage parents. Like I had an agreement with my parents being like, look, sometimes I'm going to do shows that you guys aren't going to want to see. And I'll tell you, I'll be like, you don't need to come see this show. Like come to this show, but don't come to this show.
Yeah.
And they were fine with that. They were very, So, Andrew, Halloween was last weekend. Did you do anything for Halloween? Anything fun?
So, we were actually in Rhode Island. We just drove to Rhode Island with our dog, Reggie, who people can look up on my Twitter and Instagram. You can see lots of and TikTok. You can see lots of pics of Reggie.
This is Reggie.
Oh there he is.
Look at him.
Oh hi, buddy.
He's such a sweetie. Yeah.
When Rachel sent me your info, and this was the first picture. This was the picture that popped up in the Facebook Messenger as the thumbnail for the link, and I was like, I already like this guy. Like I'm already excited to talk to this guy.
Yeah. He's great. He's lying there. He's in his beanbag right now. If I didn't have the mic hooked up, I'd like bring the computer around to show. But, he's loves his beanbag. We got this beanbag for one of Liz's friends was staying over with us, and it's this beanbag which like unfolds into a bed.
Oh.
And we brought it home, and he like first night climbed into it and was just like, all right, this is good job. This is mine now.
That's
couldn't bring it to Rhode Island, unfortunately.
Oh, you had to take it with you? You had to take it with you?
No, we couldn't.
Oh,
so he missed it. So he missed his beanbag, but he got it back when we got back.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the common experience. I feel like it must be, but like a lot of animals they don't want anything to do with stuff that you get specifically for them. So like for my dog, he will not sleep in a dog bed. He wants to be on something that is mine or that smells like me. Like he loves sleeping in my laundry. Like if I have my IKEA bag of clean laundry, it's not going to be clean very long because he's going to lay in it.
Yeah. No, our pups will take their, like we give them these little rawhide sticks that are wrapped in dried chicken. Also, get them at Trader Joe's. They're a fantastic little dog treat. So they'll take Gracie, our husky, will take it and put it in one of Abby's slippers, and like then sit next to the slipper and like gnaw on it while it's in the slipper. It's like, why do you want? It's like you want it to taste like feet as well as what I'm like. Okay, great, good for you. They just love. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Good morning, other Dave Thomas. Thanks for joining us this morning. Smell that sweet morning ass. That's
I guess so.
I guess, David. I mean, good morning. So, Andrew, you went to Rhode Island. That's as far as we got, and then we started talking about your dog. So,
yes, well, we mostly just chilled there. Nice. We were in this little like Airbnb above these people's garage in the middle of a spooky road. So that was very Halloween-y. That was nice.
Good.
And then we went to we ate some restaurants. We looked at giant houses and the beach. Reggie really liked the beach, so it was pretty relaxing, all things considered.
Where in Rhode Island did you go?
Newport,
yeah. Yes. Did you go to the Breakers? Did you do like one of the tours of the big house?
No, we just kind of drove by them.
Oh man, my wife and I went back when we were dating. There's a restaurant down there that her family used to take her to called the Black Pearl, which is this awesome seafood restaurant. But you go inside and the walls are painted black. Like, it's very unsettling to go into a restaurant with like black walls. But it was amazing food. But we went and took one of the tours of the big like Vanderbilt houses, and it was like walking into Downton Abbey. You know, it's like they had it all decorated for Christmas too. So they had the poinsettia tree and like all the different things. It was the Breakers. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, we looked at the Black Pearl. I think their reservations are booked up. We went to a place called Scales and Shells.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sorry?
Sounds pretty good to me.
It was good. We went there. We went to what was it called? It's a place that like Guy Fieri had gone to. I can't remember the name right now. They had the Guy Fieri
stamp of approval.
The diners, drive-ins
and dives. Yeah.
That's one of those shows too that they don't get paid for being on. The restaurant.
See, that seems like so much work for them to have to do and not get paid for being on. Like, I get it's definitely good promotion, which is like, I guess,
Well, so because the thing about it is that like we have seen that restaurants that have been on that show have gotten a huge boost.
Yeah, I mean, that one I almost, and I guess it's the same sort of thing where you go like, oh, you're doing it for, I think for me it's a little different because it's not like their thing isn't having people come in and videotape them, right? Like if there was that was their business model, then I'd be like, well, you should pay when you go there. But the fact that I assume they at least cover the cost of the food they're eating. Wait, is that real? They don't do that even?
I don't believe they do.
Is this all just so Guy Fieri can get free food?
I mean, it might be.
It is. I mean, it is definitely a big boot. I'd say like you are definitely getting lots of free advertising, genuinely. And again, it's different because like you're not just having people like it's different than being a comedian. 'Cause it's not like day to day people just come in and go like, you know, hey, I'd like a chicken sandwich, and they're like, yeah, of course, definitely. I mean, I'm gonna make as many chicken sandwiches for you as I can, so that like hopefully someday Guy Fieri will come. Like, they're making their money from, you know. If I think people wouldn't mind theoretically the idea of like, oh, you're gonna perform on the Tonight Show because every other night you're getting paid $100 to go do a bar show or something, you know. Like, I think it's sort of like if you're you know, if you're day to day getting paid for it all the time, I feel like it's okay that Guy Fieri, even though it still would be nice, I think if they did, they can probably afford it. It's okay that, you know, you're spotting Guy Fieri some Kung Pao calamari or whatever.
Yeah, according to delish.com, which seems like a reputable food website.
Seems like a reliable source.
Eateries aren't reimbursed for ingredients they use while filming their segments. Some restaurants have said they calculated spending as much as 12 to 15 grand in total expenses.
What?
That's insane.
That is a lot. I do think they should cover that. That's what is it? Because are they including that they probably have to shut down?
They do have to shut down.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense if you're factoring that in.
Yeah.
They should. All right, now I'm coming around again a little. Like, again, the equivalent of buying a national commercial space and filming a commercial would cost so much more. But also, like, I don't know, can't they afford this? I guess that's the thing, though, is they can, but restaurant, if you said, hey, like, if like one restaurant was like, hey, no, you got to pay us $10,000 for the show, they'd be like, well, no, all these other restaurants want to, which is the same issue with like why comedians will never unionize, because you'll just there's an infinite supply of scabs. But so in this case, again, at least like,
it is like I guess it is like a commercial. That is a an apt observation, but it's still, and I guess, they agree to do it. They have to, like, it's not like Guy Fieri is just showing up and being like, hey, we're doing a bit now.
Yeah.
Right.
No, oh no, Guy Fieri's, oh God. All right. Well, this day's a loss. Guy Fieri's coming. Everyone out.
Yeah.
Quick.
All right, everyone go.
Everybody
Quick,
get out.
Shut off the lights. Maybe he'll think we're closed for today.
Real quick, because I know you have to leave soon, Andrew. Let's talk about your podcast. That's great. Usually we'll stay and we'll just talk your ear off until you're like, guys, I got to get out of here. Let's talk about your podcast.
Yeah, I've got a couple podcasts that I would love to talk about. So one is House of House, which is kind of difficult to Google for some reason. I think it's might be an SEO killer. But if you search a House Rewatch podcast and then my name, you can definitely find it. And that's
put the link in the chat.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
Look at that. There it is.
That would be awesome. I'd love if people would subscribe, reviews, whatever. I'm very bad at I like know what you're supposed to say, but I'm bad at that. Lenny Burnham is my co-host, and he is a writer. He's written for different things. He has a podcast called Chapter Surfing that I've also been on, which compares a book and a TV show. So that's
cool.
Like you watch. Yeah. So I was on for an episode about the flight attendant. That's a very fun episode. I'd recommend that. I watched The Flight Attendant and was like, this is okay. I feel like the book must be better. And then I read the book and I was like, wow, the TV show is much better.
Okay. I didn't know The Flight Attendant was a book.
It is. And I think it might be one of those things where as he was writing it, as writer Chris Bajalian, which I haven't read any of his other work, but he seems to be, he has like 30 books. He seems like, kind of one of the airport novelists extraordinaires, and I'm sure the other ones are better. This one, it kind of felt like the sort of thing where as he was doing it, there was probably Kaylee Cuoco's production company was like, we need you to be in a kind of serious role and we're going to work this out. Because at one point in the flight attendant book, the main character is watching TV and it says she was watching a sitcom about awkward, nerdy physicists. I'm like, there's no way that's completely coincidental, right? Like, there must have been like, they knew this was going to happen, and before publication, like went back and was like, all right, let's put in the reference. So there's that. That's House of House. That's a House Rewatch podcast. We have different guests each time. It comes out every other week. It is a good time because House is a pretty nuts show in a way a lot of mid-2000s shows are. It's very compelling, and also, you listen and you'll see our thoughts on it.
Yeah,
it's
I've never seen an episode of House. I've never actually watched House.
You don't even have to. I think it would help to probably watch one, but we don't go super. But you can or not. It's on Amazon Prime Video if anyone wants to.
Gotcha.
I also have a podcast called TV Nopes, and that is where at least it started off. It was looking at a TV tropes page, which is, I don't know if you know the TV tropes website.
Yeah.
Okay. So for those who don't, it's like a website that catalogs tropes across different media, and it uses like very Reddit 9gag 2011 internet speak, even when it's not appropriate, like the page for Schindler's List, maybe. Hence the TV Nopes podcast, where we look at a TV tropes page that shouldn't exist. That one's now monthly. The format's gotten a little bit looser. The most recent episode was with comedian Alex Patak on Squid Game. And that was a really fun episode. So as TV Nopes, TV Nopes. I would say that's one of the fun things we found is a Washington Post article about how you can watch Squid Game even if you don't want to, because it will destroy your mental health. And the tips are stuff like look away from the screen sometimes. Think about something else. And I honestly just want to say I'm all for accessibility. And I'm someone who has, generalized anxiety disorder. Just don't watch it. It's okay if some things don't have to be for everyone. Just
there's
don't.
So much. There's so much media out there. You don't need to watch
Squid
everything.
Game is going to give you a traumatic episode, don't watch it. And when someone says, trust me, it's already out of the discourse. I know it felt like it would be there forever. It's gone. You can watch Succession. If you don't like that, you can watch something else, or you don't even have to watch Prestige TV. It feels impossible to imagine. But if it's going to ruin your mental health, I think maybe just live a life without Squid Game.
I'm halfway through the second season of Succession right now, and it's so good. It's
one of my top 5 shows. I think.
And I'm not gonna give anything away, but that season 1 finale was like, I was like, I should have gone to bed an hour and a half ago, and it's so long, but I'm still watching it. I was like, oh god, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's what I mean, and like, it's like you said, it's already out of the discourse in terms of like, Tiger King was last year. Nobody's talking about that anymore.
Nobody's talking about Tiger King anymore. No,
it's they're gonna make a fiction series or a movie. It's like, what, you don't? I mean, whatever. I guess.
Sure.
Tiger King was that was a share. I mean, that one was the first time in a while it felt like there was, since Game of Thrones, something that like a lot of people were watching because it struck right at the start of pandemic and it was on Netflix. And
I didn't finish it.
I never finished it. Yeah,
it upset me too much.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of saying stuff. Sorry, I rushed. I know I got bounce. So I just want to say, not out yet, but keep an eye out for Sound Snacks, which is a audio sketch series I wrote with Casey Turgeson, and that is going to be coming out. Hopefully, start releasing before the end of the year. We wrote and recorded it over pandemic. Probably started next year, but hopefully in the next couple months, trying to get that out the door. Because we recorded a lot of it like towards the end of last year, so it's been like a year since we, over a year since we wrote it and started recording it. But then we ended up, with stuff coming up. But Sound Snacks, SNACKZ, and that'll be a 4-episode audio sketch show coming out hopefully soon. Keep your eyes out. It's going to have great voices, people like Griffin Newman, Alex Edelman, Jenny Jaffe, Tova Silverman. I don't think so. Anyway, sorry, but she was on a different podcast I did before. Anyway, sorry. No,
that's great. Well, thank you so much, Andrew.
Yes. Sorry, I got one. Can I sneak in one more plug?
Absolutely.
This Sunday, Astoria, QED, That's So Tavin, one-man variety show. It has stand-up, a walking tour of New Orleans, 3 different game shows, a VR experience, and more. Mae Durand is opening. QED Astoria, 7 o'clock this Sunday, November 7th. Please be there. It's going to be great. Okay, sorry. That's all.
Fantastic. Andrew, thank you so much for being on the show. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having me. Have a good rest of the show.
Take care. Man, yeah.
Oh, he's doing lots of cool stuff.
He's doing lots of stuff, which it's always good to see someone that is so busy, because then it puts my busyness into perspective. I'm like, yes, I get it. He's doing so much stuff. So check out Andrew Tavin. I'm going to say his name, Andrew Tavin, one more time, just so I can, make up for mispronouncing it at the time.
Like, that's so Raven. That's so.
Yeah, Tavin. That's so Tavin. I love it. I love that he's doing a one-man variety show. That's fantastic.
That's amazing.
That'll be a great show. So check him out. And if you are in the New York area, head to Queens and watch that show, because that sounds great. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's you want to do some TikTok?
Let's do some TikTok time.
TikTok time. Do love some TikTok. I think TikTok knows I'm about to have a child, because TikTok is giving me a lot of cute kid stuff. This one is oh god, this one's fantastic. Have you ever just wanted a donut so bad?
Yeah.
So does this kid. This kid really wants the donut. Let me know if you can hear this.
Do donuts, Daddy?
You want to go get donuts?
Yeah, Daddy donuts.
Dr. Donuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a baby's house.
No, you can keep your jammies on.
Mama, this Dr. Donut.
Come on.
Please, Daddy. Touch it up. Donut. Donut.
She's so happy.
Mister.
You gotta take that step slow.
This one.
You want that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good choice.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
You want a donut? Yeah.
Can you say bye-bye and thank you?
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Look how happy she is.
Do donuts.
She's so. I have that same look on my face when I eat Long John donuts.
Yeah. Oh, I miss those. I do miss those. That was my donut of choice.
Long Johns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like when they're. I used to. So I worked as a. I worked in a bakery for a little while in my late 20s, and I had to be in at like 3 a.m. to make donuts, and making those like Long Johns like fresh, and then we would fill some of them with Bavarian cream. So it's like that custardy kind of Boston cream.
Do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I got to use little sticks and like turn them you had to turn them in the hot grease.
Oh my gosh.
And then you take like one of those it's almost like a claw machine thing, like but you fill it with glaze, and then you like do a thing where it just it's so like it's such like sticky like just I would just have stuff all over me by the end. And you work and you get in at 3:30, you're pretty much done by like 8, but you're exhausted and it's like first thing in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience making working those particular hours.
Yeah.
Here is
people.
Oh yeah, it was very popular. Very popular. Here's a dad goal that I have. I've got a couple dad goal TikToks here that this one in particular is hilarious. I love this so much.
With it, group drop.
She's so happy.
That's a lot of leaves.
Yeah, I mean it's a trampoline covered filled with leaves, and then she's just walking the plank.
I'm like really like you expect her to bounce up out of the leaves, but she's just in them.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
One more time.
Whee!
Boom. Yeah, and you can see it does bounce a little bit, but there's a lot of leaves there.
There's a lot of leaves.
And then with trick or treating that just happened, you were talking about the full size candy bar. Well, this dad, I think, really won Halloween this year.
Nailed it.
Just absolutely nailed it. He was giving away 2 liters of pop.
Numbers coming, watch your fingers. 4 root beer.
They were look at all that soda.
Number, let's go. 2.
He's got like a slide that he.
All right, next number. Number 3. Orange. All right, keep the numbers coming. Watch your fingers.
Like they had set a number 1 to 4,
root beer.
and and it had oh man, that's so much soda.
Oh my gosh.
Those kids are so happy. Look at that kid dressed as a dinosaur. And then let's see. This one. This one's great.
Maxine, are you smart?
Yeah.
Are you strong?
Yeah.
Are you brave?
Yeah.
Are you pretty?
Yeah.
Are you kind?
Not really.
Maxine, are you smart?
Yeah.
Are you strong?
Kid knows herself.
Are you brave?
Yeah.
Kid knows
Are you
herself.
pretty?
Yeah.
Are you kind?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. Well, she's honesty. It's
I
important.
mean,
you got to know yourself.
You know yourself.
You got to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Boof. You see, that's why Boof is here. That I need to set me more realistic dad goals. I know. First few years are going to be rough. I mean, those are goals that I have now, Boof, is stay awake and occasionally wash myself. So I feel like I'm just going to kind of slide into that first time dad role pretty easy. It's like, oh, yeah, only I'll legit forget to shower instead of just being like, nah, I'm not going to do it today.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And I also want to give a shout out to my sister. My sister Anna is on TikTok, and this is what she did for this is my nephew Franklin, and this is what he dressed up for as for Halloween this year.
Let's see it.
I never thought I'd have to say this, but there is only space in this family for one unstable sibling, and I have held that title for a very long time. So you are going to have to get it together.
That's my nephew. That's my nephew Franklin.
I never thought I'd have for a very long time.
Look
so
at that. Look at that kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The sunglasses make it.
Oh, the sunglasses 100%. And I love that his little pacifier there kind of matches his outfit. Like,
yeah.
Very, very much.
Really nailed it.
Yeah. That was a solid Halloween costume for a baby.
Costume. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
And that's what I got for TikTok.
That's
what I've been watching on the TikToks.
Oh goodness!
Stop that.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Well, last night I think it is because it's getting to be winter. I'm just getting more sleepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
fall our clocks back.
I slept great.
The what?
Last 2 nights I slept great. I fell asleep before I meant to.
And then you just slept hard. I get that. It's starting to get dark super soon. Like it's dark
daylight
when you
savings this weekend.
Yeah, daylight savings this weekend, which is Rachel's favorite time of year. She loves daylight savings time. She loves daylight savings time as much as she loves astrology.
Oh, okay. All right. So not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot. Which I get that.
Yeah.
It just means everything is dark sooner.
Yeah. Well, it's fall back. It's fall back.
So we get that extra hour.
Get that extra hour.
But I just stay up an extra hour, so it's not like I used to work at a radio station, and I was the overnight person on the radio station, and I would work both I would always work on the time change days, which for the hour, like the spring forward was great because I got to leave an hour early from work and still get paid for that hour.
Oh.
But then they took it away from me when I had to work the extra hour. Yeah, there's nothing worse than, working an overnight shift and it being 2:00 and then you're like, oh shit, it's only 1:00. Like it makes for a long night.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah. Atlantic time.
Yeah, don't forget to change your clock. And
And
wait, what else is happening?
what else is going on this weekend? Anything? Oh, I'm doing an improv show tonight, which will be great. I'm excited to do live improv. I've done a few of the shows.
Heck yes.
And I'm very excited. So if you're around and in the Union Square area, you can come to Union Comedy and see a 3D show experience.
Real live 3D.
Real live comedy, which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
But if you're not, then you can tune in tonight on this channel for, let's see, we've got 8 o'clock. We've got the latest episode of Whatever It Takes, which is a game show hosted by BJ Jaranyama, who is a wonderful man. Love him dearly. Very active member of the channel. And him and our good friend Sophie Haddingham. I'm not pronouncing her last name correctly. She is the guest co-host tonight, which she's a very, very funny person.
Amazing.
And then after that, it's the 69 show.
69.
Yeah, Boof's in the chat. He hosts the 69 Minutes of Sex with Me show.
Oh, amazing.
Which is fantastic. It's such a fun show. I have had the privilege of being on that show a handful of times. I've come very close to winning once. I've come in 5th place, which is the coveted Nate Lopez Memorial 5th place. And that was a real honor as well.
Yeah.
So it's a great show. And if you love dirty pun-based humor, then go watch that show. Yeah, throw in those 69s in the chat.
Throw them in.
So that's what's going on 2MB tonight. Oh, you want to cheers again? We can cheers.
Cheers.
Clink. Butts. Where is it? I think I still have it.
You got it? There it is.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike Carr, for this.
Thank you, Mike Carr.
We miss you, Mike.
Come back. Yeah.
We have to talk about how much we miss Mike every now and again.
Yeah. Mike, we miss you. That's all.
It's true.
That's all I get. I'm just short
true.
and simple today. Come on back, buddy.
Come on back, buddy. I'm very lucky with the job that I have. Mike is actually kind of my.
You get to see him all
I get to
time
see
now.
Mike on a regular basis, which is
good.
great. He's. I found out that as working this new job that I have, we get what's called a host advocate. So we get somebody to, like, the new people that come in, they team up with somebody that's been there for a while, just to help them get kind of acclimated to the system. Mike is my advocate, which is awesome.
Buddy.
Like, I didn't request it. It just kind of happened, which was great. I was very relieved when that happened. Oh, there's Annie. She's up.
Oh, hello.
You can hear the she sounds like Don Draper getting up in the morning.
Old man.
Yeah, we're talking about you. Yeah, she's just looking right at me. Just
Oh,
it's okay.
you need to.
No, she's
you
fine.
take care of that. Yeah.
She's fine for me.
I got Buddy Joe right here. Let's see if I can get him to come see me, because he's got a real cute sweater on. I got to show you the sweater. Come here, bud. Come here.
Oh, we're gonna see Buddy Joe's sweater.
He's got a very good sweater on today.
Oh, look at that.
It says chill out.
Chill out. Or it says
it's
chilly
got
out or chill out.
Hood.
Oh, God. Oh, Buddy Joe.
He's very sleepy.
I don't understand how one pupper can be so adorable. And I say that in front of my puppers. Annie is wearing a Thunder shirt right now.
Oh, thunder shirts are great.
Thunder shirts are great. She's got like I was telling you before the show, she's got a little spot on her belly there that she's gnawed at. So now we have to make sure she can't get to it. So we don't have any cone. We don't have a cone. So we put that thunder shirt on her, and it seems to be doing the job.
Seems to be doing the job. Good job, bud. All right, you can be free now. He's like, I'm gonna go lay down.
He's like, I'm out of here. And you're right, Rachel. We do need a Mike Carr reunion special.
We do need a Mike Carr reunion special.
We'll have to work that out.
Oh, so he was talking. Our guest today, Mr. Tavin.
Mr. Tavin.
Was talking about the podcast with the book and show comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with TV shows, because they have more time to flesh things out besides a movie, I feel like oftentimes the TV show does end up being better. And that is actually the case with Shadow and Bone.
Oh, is that good? I want to.
Yeah. Well,
so
there are a couple things. So I've been reading the Shadow and Bone book series, and she has, so the world is called the Grishaverse, right? So all these books fall into it. And so there's the original 3, which are the Shadow and Bone books, and then they have a duology with completely different characters that do a heist.
Ooh.
It's a little heist book, and then
I love little heists.
Yeah. And there's another duology that happens after the original 3 books. And what they do with the TV show is they combine the storylines of the original storyline and the heist storyline, which does make it more interesting. And then there's one main character that's like a little bit problematic. In the book, he's like he's a love interest, and he's a little bit like meaner than he needs to be. And they fixed that in the TV show, and they did a really good job with that. Some of the CGI choices are a little weird in the TV show, but overall it was like really well done, really well made, and I love.
And it's called Blood and Bone.
Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and Bone.
Yeah.
What's the station that it's on? Like, what's the streaming?
Oh,
is
it's
it on a
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been reading the audiobooks or listening to the audiobooks.
Oh, cool. I just finished my first audiobook.
Oh, wow. What'd you finish?
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of the Dresden Files. I don't know if you're familiar with it's an author by the name of Jim Butcher, and he does a series called the Dresden Files. And basically it's like fantasy, but on top of reality, right? So it's set in modern day Chicago, and Harry Dresden is a wizard, and he is also like a private eye, and he advertises himself in the phone book as a wizard. So he's like the only wizard in the phone book, and he like his detective agency.
Yeah.
And so it's, but it's I think it's like maybe 8 or 9 books, I think.
Wow.
And they all kind of, like he talks about stuff that's happened in the past and, that's happened in other books and everything, but he doesn't talk about it like, oh, you have to know what happened. Like he does a good job of like setting it all up for you.
Yeah.
But I just finished. I think the 4th one is the one that when I finished, it was called The Summer Night, and it was KNIGHT. Yeah, and it's about the courts of Fae, the Seelie and the Unseelie court of Fae, like winter and summer, going back and forth. And it was pretty good. And I just started the next one, which is called Death Masks.
Oh,
yeah, he's got a duel of vampire, and it sucks. Like but it's a pretty fun series. It's a pretty fun series.
Yeah.
I like the guy that reads it. I like his voice. I like what he does with his voice.
That's really important. There were a couple books that were recommended to me, and I looked up the audiobook, and then I was like, I can't listen to this person for 6 hours.
Yeah. So send me audiobook recommendations.
Oh, I will.
Because I would love that, because I have 3 I think I have 3 credits. I think,
got the,
or at least
Amazon.
a couple more credits. I do Audible. I have Audible.
Yeah.
And I'm a couple credits behind. So it's something that So if you feel like sending me audiobook recommendations.
You gotta listen to the Andrea Vernon novels.
Andrea Vernon?
Yeah. And Andrea Vernon and the Corporation for Ultra Human Protection.
Okay.
And it's a trilogy, and it's amazing. So it's like the corporation for superheroes have been privatized.
Okay.
So like kind of like the
Boys,
like the Boys, but like funny.
Oh, okay, I like that.
And
because
the
Boys
is like an administrative assistant.
Oh, cool.
And so it's like from her perspective and like what they do to run the company, and like there's a bad guy and all this stuff, and like it's really funny. It's really well done.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And if you have audiobook suggestions for me at home, feel free to shoot me an email. That's too much bread at gmail.com.
That's
you
too much bread.
You can send any audiobook recommendations, or any recommendations really for anything.
Yeah, we're here. We'll take them.
We'll take them. Well, that's our show. I think we're gonna call it just a couple minutes early today. Annie's giving me the look, which means she needs to go outside. Thanks for watching. I got a
hair appointment I gotta get to.
Oh well, all right. Well, we'll go let you get your hairs cut.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. Special thanks to Andrew Tavin. Once again, go check out all his stuff. If you're watching this on the repeat, thank you for watching. This will be up on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook, it won't be on Facebook. It'll be here for another couple weeks. Then but it's on YouTube right now, so you can go back and rewatch it if you want to watch that Andrew Tavin interview again and see all the fun stuff that he does. Chloe, do you have any final words of wisdom to take us out this weekend?
Well, everybody, it is my birthday next week. And here's the thing. My words of wisdom are enjoy your birthday. If you want to have a big party, have a big party. If you don't like parties, you don't have to have a party. It's your birthday. Do what you want. Have a spa day. Do something nice for yourself on your birthday.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye, world.